How to show up with Coca-Cola Energy. You're tired and you're thinking of canceling on your friends. Don't do it! Every time you cancel on a friend, a unicorn loses its horn and becomes a regular horse. Do you really want that on your conscience? Instead, grab an ice-cold can of Coca-Cola Energy with delicious Coke taste and reinvigorating energy. Keep the unicorns alive! Show up every day with Coca-Cola Energy. Energy you want, taste you love.
Hello, Wildcats. It is your boy Kev, just coming at you like the NBA trade deadline. Oh, come on, Cleveland. Don't trade Tristan Thompson. I like looking at that butt. But anyways, this is just a disclaimer to let you know that this is a comedy and crime podcast. So even though we do cover many serious cases and true events, we do like to throw in some inappropriate humor, some dark comedy, and some dirty jokes and things like that. So if you're not a fan of mixing comedy and crime, then this is not the podcast for you. And just an extra disclaimer on this one, this is very Brothers Commonplace comedy style jokes in this one. So if you don't find us funny, you will hate this episode. And yeah, we just get into a lot of weird stuff. So if you are easily offended, I'd probably skip this one. And my apologies for this episode being late. We did record this last week, but my boy was born, so he came a couple days earlier than we expected. So that threw the schedule off a little bit. But thank you to everyone that sent me some nice messages and all that fun stuff. So yeah, this episode is a little late, and I am sorry. But alrighty, thank you everyone for listening. Be good, stay safe, and laugh at the dark stuff. Hashtag Wildman, baby.
Alright, fellas, like we practiced.
Yeah. 2, 3, 4.
Come on down. Come on down. Hanging with the brothers tonight, yeah. Come on down to the Brothers Commonplace tonight.
Alrighty, welcome everyone to the Brothers Commonplace, a comedy and crime podcast where we cover monsters, murders, mysteries, and more. I forgot the fucking beginning somehow. And before we get into today's topic, I want y'all to meet my favorite little Tetris block boys.
Hell yeah. What's going on, guys? This is Tim. I'm actually pretty excited. I actually just got back. I bought a brand new van, so I'm pretty excited about that. You know, I've always wanted to own a van.
Nice.
Thinking, like, what else can I do to spice this thing up? I'm like, you know what? Well, I want to, fucking show them what podcast I'm on. So I put a hashtag Wildman bumper sticker on there.
Fuck yeah.
I guess you guys can call me Van Wilder.
Oh
my God, yes.
Yeah. Fuck yeah, we
So
can,
stupid.
dude.
Hey, yo, from West Coast Customs, we heard you got a van, and you like the Brothers Commonplace, so we filled your van with shit.
Yeah, it's a pretty awesome van.
Yeah, I like it.
I've already had sex in it 3 times.
He's pretty good.
That's actually why I bought it.
But Spencer makes me stand outside the van, and I just have to put my hand through the window.
What up? This is Spence, and today I decided to spend my afternoon watching sequels to Mr. Hands.
Oh,
yes.
I'm excited.
It turns out this is a whole category on Pornhub.
Oh, fuck yeah.
I've got a list of some of the videos right here. Kitty Kitty Bang Bang.
Oh, no.
Schindler's Bitch. Scissoring Crane. One blew a load all over the cuckoo's nest.
Oh, my God, yes.
Oh, yeah.
Star Whores, a nude goat.
Oh.
Go. Fuck yeah.
The Silence of the Lambs. Ball Gag Edition.
Oh, yeah.
Hell yeah.
The Deer Pussy Hunter.
Oh.
Fuck yeah.
Close Encounters with 3 Swine.
Oh, I like that one.
And apparently all the Air Bud movies after 4.
Hell yeah,
So it
dude.
was an interesting afternoon.
They ran out of
Hell
sports.
yeah.
It's the, I watched
Air Bud.
the 7th Air Bud, where they have Epstein and that, like, Ghislaine Maxwell chick present Air Bud to a child predator, and it's called Air Bud, This Bud's For You.
Oh, fuck yeah, dude.
The 7th
Hell yeah.
Air Bud just stars the dad from 7th Heaven.
Oh, my God.
Hey everybody, this is Toof.
Did you just fart?
No. That's it. Welcome
right.
to the podcast.
That's all you got?
That's the
Yeah.
nicest you've ever been.
Hell yeah.
And it is your boy Kev, aka the Dirty Dog, or as they used to call me when I started that crazy religion, made a shit ton of money, and then everything collapsed and I went bankrupt. Enron Hubbard.
Oh, yeah.
Fucking Enron. Hell yeah.
So alrighty, boys, it's time to get back to our roots. This case is not only a murder, mystery, and more, but it is also a request from one of our awesome listeners.
Oh, hell yeah.
Hell yeah, very special thank you to Chris Reeves.
Oh yeah.
Thank you, brother.
I like it when this happens because this way we know at least one person's going to like the podcast.
That's true.
Yeah. Just for that episode at least.
Don't ride the horse. Okay.
Is this going back to Mr. Hands?
No, it's just
No, it was Chris Reeves.
Yeah, I know.
It's
I mean, it's
dumb.
good advice.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And if that is his real name, he's heard that a billion times and just
Oh, for sure.
won't find it funny. So that is right. Today, submitted for the approval of the Brothers Commonplace, I bring you the mysterious death of Cindy James.
Eesh, it is crazy too.
What was the last name of Cindy from Bob's or from the blah, blah, blah?
Oh, I don't think any of us ever knew. Did we?
No, I don't think so.
Do we know that it wasn't James?
I mean,
I could be wrong. Was it Globetrotter?
That's exactly what it was.
no, that was just the team she played for, Kev.
It was weird she didn't keep the same last name as her husband, windshield wiper.
Just in the fucking summer too.
What about she's so small she uses a windshield wiper as a great sword?
She still can't handle any other weapons.
No, fuck yeah. Like how many other things are smaller than a windshield wiper? Like, why is she going to that?
She can only mage hand like a half an ounce.
So before we get any further, let's go ahead and list our main sources here. Unsolved.com, Unsolved Mysteries, MelanieHack.com, which is Cindy's sister's website.
Ah.
The Trail Went Cold podcast did an episode on this, and I'm going to mention that because we met that dude at the true crime thing, and he was a nice guy, so.
Oh, awesome.
Oh, yeah. That's a cool name for a podcast.
For sure.
Yeah. And then also I'm going to mention Archive Vancouver issue 4. It came out a couple years ago. I only pulled a little bit of information from there because it has a ton of detail and a lot of new information that I don't see anywhere else. But that's why I didn't really use it because everything else has a lot of the same stuff. So I just don't know how much of that is true or not because I don't see any of that stuff anywhere else.
I've got a question.
Yeah.
In our Discord community,
Yes.
what the fuck is the Groovy Music Bot?
I think you can just play music through it and stuff.
Did someone just add it? Or
I-
did it just
I-
show up?
No, I added it. Someone asked me
okay.
to add it.
Oh,
It became self-aware a couple weeks ago.
It
Well,
only
like,
it only sings songs about the episode though. I'm in love
Fuck
with
yeah.
Cindy James. She's my main thing.
Hell yeah.
Where is she?
She put that windshield wiper all the way up her pussy.
She makes my heart sing. For some reason, it keeps that line after that. And when I feel her pussy. No, this girl. No, I just realized. No. Okay.
No, yeah, keep going.
No.
No.
So
Keep
this
going.
case is commonly discussed and picked apart. It even has new comments from last week on the Unsolved Mysteries website. So
Oh, wow.
it's pretty popular. There's a lot of crazy shit going on in it. So before we get any further, you guys got anything you want to mention?
What was her sister's website called?
Melanie Hack.
So what do they call that if somebody breaks into that website?
They just add a D to it.
Wait a
They
minute.
just use a different word?
They went to jail for a felony hack.
Oh yeah.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Oh yeah.
Or if they were mining, it was Melanie Frack.
And then they made her drink the water. I didn't read that article. Something about someone freaking out over drinking fracking water. I don't know.
Oh, I watched it. He didn't freak out. It was on the
Oh.
public freak out Reddit, but it was pretty It's pretty funny watching the oil fracking guys be like, yeah, we're not going to drink that. So, Kev,
Yeah.
I would like to be informed about news on you.
Oh, shit. What do you want to know?
When's that baby due?
Oh, so Baby Ballad, he's going to be here Monday. If he's not here by Monday, I personally am getting induced, and he is coming out of me.
Oh, fuck yeah.
So
Wait.
yeah, Baby Ballad will be here Monday. If you guys want to come to the hospital and see the little shit, see the little asshole,
What time?
we got to be there at 5:30
PM?
a.m.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, I probably can stop by actually then. I'll be on
I have no idea what time any of this shit's gonna
second
happen.
shift. Oh, I'll probably still be drunk from my Super Bowl hangover though.
Oh,
Fuck yeah.
And I do want to say real quick, shout out and thank you to Dylan and Alexis. They bought Little Ballad a Baby Baker jersey.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
Got him a Baker Mayfield jersey. That's pretty cool.
I don't know
gonna
who
wake up
Dylan
feeling
is,
dangerous.
but if you're listening, Dylan, I want to fuck you.
Oh, Jeremiah, you naughty boy.
I want
Juicy
you to stick
nasty.
it in my boy pussy and make me cry.
So even though Ballad isn't here yet, I guess we already know pretty much what class he's going to play every time he plays D&D.
Oh, oh yes. He has to. He has no choice. So, alrighty, you boys ready?
Is Wayne
so.
a class yet?
Is he a class?
Like, can I
is-
play as Wayne? Like a
I
human.
think he's a race.
You've been doing that in life all along,
I'll
dude.
be a. I want to be a human or maybe orc Wayne.
Orc
Yeah.
Wayne.
Oh, yeah, dude.
Oh fuck. Oh man.
Orc Wayne.
All right, we got some Browns fans on this pod. There was a football player we're trying to recruit.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So the Browns.
All we want is a follow, but it would mean the world.
The Browns just signed a new fullback, Johnny Stanton, and in his interview, he said that he likes playing Dungeons and Dragons, he likes Pokemon and all that nerd shit. So I sent him a message. I said, "Welcome to the Browns. What's your favorite D&D class?" And then I snuck in a hashtag Wildman,
Yeah,
Hell yeah.
so sneaky.
and he
so good.
said, "Playing a cleric right now is real fun. Got to be bard though, right?" So hell yeah, that was pretty cool.
That's awesome, man. Hopefully he's
hopefully,
listening right now.
Him and Ballad are going to get along great.
Yeah, we play for the same team.
yeah, I hope so. I'd hate to have to chuck Ballad over the wall.
You know, I always wonder about Andrew playing sports because they always said he played for the same team.
Alrighty, boys, it's time to hop into our time machine and go all the way back to June 1989, the scene of the crime.
Do we have a hot tub time machine?
It looks like
Yep.
some sort of hot tub time machine. Dude, one time Mark told me that his friend worked at a cinema, and Shaq came in and was like, "Yes, could I get 4 tickets to hot tub time machine?" I can't do a Shaq impression, but
Holy shit, dude. I
Dude.
hope that's real.
Toof, can you do it?
Hey, I would like to get 4 tickets to a hot tub time machine. Yeah, there's no one else with me. It's just for me, my dick, my balls, and my feet.
Yeah, dude, this big ass needed all the seats.
Shaq, you seem like you're alone.
Yeah, I've got a hemorrhoid the size of a Buick, so can I get those 4 tickets, please?
Hey, do you guys remember when Shaq tweeted out that picture making fun of that retarded guy?
Oh no.
He didn't know the dude was retarded.
Oh my god.
Yeah, dude.
Hey, I forgave him.
He didn't realize it.
Oh shit. Oh man.
Shit.
Yeah, dude, you know who it is, man. All right, I'll
Yeah, send it to the chat because I don't know who it is.
okay.
Oh, fuck yeah. I'm going to grab a drink really fast.
Dude, I hope
Okay.
it's complimentary gravy guy.
Dude, you guys all remember seeing it as soon as I
Oh, okay.
I
Yeah.
think he's mentally retarded. He's something, I don't know.
Wow, just keep rubbing it in.
I mean, it's the first
don't-
picture. It's
Don't
the
you think I've
first
suffered
picture.
enough?
It's the first picture that shows up whenever I type in Shaq retard.
All right, I'll look it up.
Go there. You just got to scroll down a couple, just a little bit.
Oh, God.
Oh, okay, yeah. Wow. Yeah. Smile today.
Look at Shaq's
Hey,
face.
hey, dude. Shaq's apology. Dude, this is Shaq's apology. Ready? On Monday night, I posted a photo on Instagram of what I thought was a person goofing around. I had no idea that Jamal Binion suffered from ectodermal dysplasia. The moment I found out that Jamal had a birth defect, I immediately took the photo down. The next day, I called and spoke to him and apologized.
And then the next day he called in Sigourney Weaver to kill the alien.
Oh my god, dude.
I called him to apologize, but unfortunately he did not understand any words that I said.
Dude, Jamal replied. He said, "Thank you. You're a great guy."
Oh, fuck yeah.
Wait a minute. Is this him? Aw.
Oh boy, here we go.
Are we sure that Jamal is not a vampire?
He does look like he might be one, dude.
All right.
Kev, you're making sounds over there. You rubbing your nips again?
I'm done. Okay, let's get back to this.
Oh, okay, all right.
So here we go. June 1989, the scene of the crime. The yard of an abandoned house in Vancouver, British Columbia, suburb of Richmond. The body of a 44-year-old female pediatric nurse by the name of Cindy James would be found strangled and drugged, with their hands and feet both tied behind her back. And now to those listening, you may be thinking, well, that sounds like a pretty obvious murder, right? Well, not so fast, you fucking jabronis. Because the Royal Canadian Mounted Police and many others actually believe that it could have been a suicide.
What?
Wow.
She tied her hands and feet up and then did the worm across the floor.
Into lava.
Oh, fuck yeah.
But it was just the carpet was lava.
This is actually the first time that someone actually had died doing the Mel Hall.
Oh,
well,
yes.
Yeah, dude, I don't know how Andrew's still alive, man.
It
Yeah,
won't be
that-
the last.
Yeah, that is right. A suicide, possibly. An autopsy report would show that the cause of death was an overdose of morphine and other drugs, and even though she was hogtied, that's both hands and feet tied behind her back, her death is initially ruled a suicide. Sounds unbelievable, right? But
Yeah.
before we get too far ahead, let's jump back to the beginning. Make a time travel noise, Tim.
Oh, I can't do that.
It worked. You guys working together did it. We're back at the beginning.
So we're back in 89 now?
No, that was when she
No,
was
that
found.
was the end.
So, Cynthia Elizabeth Hack James, born on June 12th of 1944, and this is from her Find a Grave, but according to that, it says that she was born in Oliver, Okanagan, Similkameen Regional District, British Columbia, Canada.
Holy shit.
I thought she was born on like a Indian
Why would you
plantation.
name anything that?
So hopefully Canadian Chloe can listen and help us out on how to pronounce that and let us know why there's like 12 names in that place.
Help us, Chloe. You're our only hope.
Okanagan sounds like something that Jamal would say if you like patted him on the head.
Spence.
Okanagan is the third place we were going to drop the bombs.
Oh,
my God.
shit. Jesus.
Fuck. So Cindy, she was the daughter of Otto and Matilda Hack. So Otto Hack, that is a fucking sweet name.
Fuck yeah, that's sweet.
Yeah.
He did it.
It sounds like the play that a coach would call at the end of the game when Shaq gets the ball.
Just an instant foul.
why is Shaq
Yeah.
getting brought up so much?
I don't know.
Hey, if the shoe fits, bear it.
That's right. Auto hack. That's
that-
a fucking sweet name.
Yeah, that is a sweet name. And Cindy, she was the eldest of 6 children, so decent sized family there.
On Fridays, they call me Auto Jack, but I mean, that's for different reasons.
That's actually when Spence was doing some of his computer work on the side. That's actually his that was his cyberspace name, Auto Hack.
Auto hack. Yeah, now at the unnamed sandwich shop where I work, it's just auto snack.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, fuck yeah, those jalapenos, man.
In 1966, Cindy would graduate from nursing school and would later become the administrator at a preschool for children with behavioral and emotional issues. So she really liked working with children.
So did Jared Fogle, but we ain't.
Come on, Jeremiah.
All right, yeah.
No,
Don't bring him up.
fucking Jared.
Would Jared Fogle
I'm not allowed
be,
to talk about him.
Would Jared Fogle be a hero if he came out and outed all the Epstein people?
Dude, I was just about to make a
Holy
hero
fuck.
joke. I was going to say, I know we're talking about, I know we've been talking about Subway too, but that doesn't mean that to talk about heroes.
Dude, Jared Fogle comes out and outs all the fucking like Epstein pedophile people, and now he switches brands and he's known as Mr. Hero.
Oh, God.
Holy
Oh.
shit.
And he joins Kevin Spacey in the next YouTube video.
Oh,
God, yes.
Dude, I would pay money for that shit.
Why don't you tell them, Kevin?
It'll be the next. Oh.
When does Jared Fogle get out of prison?
I don't know, but he's not returning my letters.
Or my pictures?
What? I think he gets out when his son McLovin breaks him out. I'm pretty sure that was McLovin's last name was Fogel.
Oh my God, yes.
His earliest possible release date is July 11th, 2029.
Wow, I actually thought it would be longer than that.
I just got to that, yeah.
That's not too long. I mean, heck, what do you guys expecting? Be smoking weed? He ain't getting no life prison sentence.
Imagine how many people with like welcome banners and signs and stuff will be there when
They're waiting with like the 4-foot long Subway sandwich.
Imagine how pissed he gets when he gets out and inflation got so high that there's no such thing as the $5 footlong anymore. What do you mean the $10 footlong? Yeah, that's the cheapest one now.
What the fuck?
So Cindy, she would then marry a psychiatrist man by the name of Roy Makepeace. And unfortunately for them, he wasn't named Roy Make Marriage Work because they would end up getting divorced in 1982. Roy Makepeace, that's a bullshit name.
Dude, that like sounds like a name that like a basketball player would make their name. Like fucking Meta World Peace and shit. Like
He just, hey, what's up? I'm trying to get a new job. What's your name? I'm John Goodworker.
Dude, Roy Makepeace had the wrong profession. He should have worked at a Lego factory.
holy shit.
What's your greatest weakness? Well, my middle name is I have none.
Oh yeah.
They end up getting divorced in 1982. And one note here, Cindy was 19 when she married Roy, and Roy was 18 years older than her.
Holy
So,
shit.
Roy be robbing the cradle, sounds like.
Damn.
And even though Cindy worked with a lot of children and enjoyed what she did, she never ended up having any children of her own. And if I had to guess why, it'd probably be because Roy Makepeace's nuts were all fucking dried up by the time they met. Looking like a couple Raisinets.
Every morning it
Actually-
was Roy Make Prune Juice.
It's fucking... Every now and then he'd have to make sure whenever he got breakfast ready that Cindy didn't accidentally... It's going to be a joke about her confusing his nuts for the grapes and raisin brand. It's not even funny.
I heard
Not even...
I heard he got so old that like his body parts actually started to fall off. So then they started calling him Make Pieces.
Oh, shit. I remember...
Do you remember it?
I remember when he went on that nature walk, and like he found it looked like some sort of skin of some sort of animal, and when he came home, they started calling him Roy Snake Piece. That's so dumb.
All right, this is my last one. I heard that before he was a psychiatrist or whatever the fuck he was,
Yeah.
that he was also a director. And in 1979, he directed a movie with John Travolta, and his name used to be Roy Make Grease. God, that's so
Holy
stupid.
shit, dude.
Dude, I just fucking Googled it. He is the director. Yeah, right. He probably directed Grease too, though. Dude, I love Grease too.
Holy fuck.
All right.
I'm crying.
Oh, shit. Where were we? Yeah, so soon after the divorce, just 4 months later, shit hits the fan like pretty hard. Cindy starts receiving some weird phone calls. Sometimes they would just be silent. Sometimes she would hear breathing. Sometimes she would hear, Pablo, honey, please come to Florida.
really?
You guys remember that Jerky Boy
Oh.
skit? Oh, yeah, I heard it. Yeah, that's a fucking deep old one.
It's too late now.
Pablo? All right, it's kind of funny, I guess.
Wait,
Oh,
was
okay.
this when she was married to Roy?
No, all this shit happens 4 months after the divorce. She starts getting all these weird phone calls.
Like a bunch of phone calls?
Yeah.
So she's got calls. They're multiplying. And she doesn't know who's on the phone.
And sometimes the phone messages would be threatening. The person on the other end telling her that she was going to die or he was going to do sexual things to her. And the caller even once told her, quote, "Don't think pulling the drapes means I don't know you're in there, Cindy."
Oh, fuck.
Ooh, that's
Dude,
creepy.
it's just Roy Dennis assisting her.
Oh, fuck yeah. That's to make her need him.
And this would continue for the next 6 to 7 years.
Damn.
And the next number differs depending on the source, but Cindy would file anywhere from 50 to over 100 reports to the police about these incidents. In one of the incidents, Cindy came home to find her door left slightly open. She went inside to investigate and saw that there was a house key next to her bed that the intruder used to get in. And then she saw that her pillow had been stabbed over a dozen times.
What?
Yeah, that's creepy.
And then after contacting the police, this is when things started to ramp up even more and get even more violent. So this person calling her and harassing and stalking her and things like that, it was mostly just phone calls for a while. But then as soon as she goes to the police and starts reporting, then he starts like breaking in and things get more violent. So we'll get into what else happens.
We probably will get into it, but my assumption is did her and Roy's divorce go good, or?
You know, I'm not quite sure exactly. I know in the one magazine I mentioned I wasn't going to use a ton of information from,
Yeah.
he has a quote where he's like, things were great until she started like getting a little nutty.
Oh, because I'll say, like, dude, if you just got a divorce and all this stuff's happening, how is, like, Roy not immediately a suspect?
We'll get there.
Okay.
I think this is around the time when he left her for Mucklow. They're calling him Roy Muckpiece.
The missing piece.
Oh, fuck yeah.
However, as Cindy started to report more and more, the police would begin to believe her less and less. And we will get into that very soon. But Cindy, whenever she initially told her mother about the phone calls, her mother would later say this, quote, "She said it was just a voice. Sometimes it would change, the sound, and sometimes it was just whispering. Sometimes it was just nothing, just silence." So at first, they didn't know what the hell it was. Could have been anyone, could have been kids or someone just playing a joke. At the beginning, it was just silence or whispers and stuff like that. So it definitely ramps up.
Absolutely.
So it's just the sounds of silence.
Hello,
Two crack
Cindy,
case.
my old friend.
You owe me $5 for that Blockbuster tape.
And after pressing her more about the phone calls, her father Otto had this to say, quote, "Of course, I think that we should add a qualifier there that she was very, very reluctant to talk about this right to the end. And our feeling was that she was withholding something extremely vital. In other words, her parents believed that she knew something more, but wouldn't tell them for some reason. Maybe she was afraid or scared possibly, but she would never tell them like everything, the full story. They thought she was holding back details on this. So everyone's kind of confused about it. They're like, well, you're asking for help, you're filing reports, but you're not giving us the whole story."
And Otto could have gotten his friend Raymundo to come fuck him up, man.
Hell yeah, dude.
No.
In the first 3 to 4 months after contacting the police, this is when things ramped up and got even crazier. And even though the Vancouver police were now investigating this mysterious person, Cindy said that she could hear prowlers outside her home at night. Someone had even smashed her porch light. Multiple times her phone line was cut, and mysterious spooky notes even began to show up on her doorstep.
Spooky.
What if this all happened around Halloween and she was just so confused?
She's like, what is it? And they keep asking me for tricks or treats. I don't have any.
The spooky notes were just... This is terrible. Never mind. This is deleteable.
What was it?
The spooky notes were just invitations to, like, come to church at the local, like, black gospel church.
I would much rather go to a black gospel church, though.
Oh, yeah.
That'd be fun as hell.
They fucking
Dude.
get into that shit, man.
I've talked to Cassie about it. That's actually the only one I want to go to. Is like a Southern Baptist. Is that what it is? Or the one where they just sing all the time? That sounds lit as fuck.
It's usually Baptist.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
no.
a good point, Dad. They usually are batshit.
Damn. He's always got that wisdom.
Yeah.
I guess he speaks from experience, though.
Yeah. The notes were also kind of generic ransom-looking type notes with letters that were cut out of magazines, which then immediately led the police to believe that perhaps the Riddler was behind it all. Or even
my
maybe
God,
the
yes.
Puzzler or Captain Kill.
Oh my God, yes.
But these
Fuck's
notes,
Captain Kill.
it's just when Jim Carrey's trying to come up with a name.
Oh, okay.
He's like, the Puzzler. And then in one, he just has like a bunch of ammo and army gear on, and he's like, Captain Kill.
Fuck yeah.
I'm actually excited for Sonic just because of Jim Carrey.
Yeah, I'm on board now too. Actually,
Yeah, I
Yeah.
kind of do
Yeah.
now, and I'm like, I hate that I want to see it.
I mean,
No.
like, I like James Marsden a lot.
Yeah.
Fucking Jim Carrey's in it. It's fucking Sonic. I'm in.
One note had 3 pictures on it. One of a hand holding a knife, one of a woman being choked, and then one of a gloved hand opening a door. I'm guessing they just cut all these out of the fucking evidence pictures from the OJ trial. But
Fuck yeah.
and then
dude,
it
what if
had-
he just cut these out of the Mad TV magazine of Spy versus Spy?
I was thinking he had taken them off like covers of the fucking Fear Street books. Because I'm pretty sure like
yeah, dude.
there's gotta be like every single one of those things on those covers.
And then also the words "I see you" was on there. And also, I'm just gonna give you guys a heads up. The names in this episode are fucking awesome.
Nice.
I mean, we've already had some pretty good ones, but next up, we get to meet Cindy's friend Agnes Woodcock.
No way! Come on! Hell yes!
Now, according to Agnes Woodcock, in regards to the mysterious caller and letter writer, quote, she told me many times that he wanted to scare her to death. She said he doesn't want to kill me, he just wants to scare me to death. So,
Wow.
yeah.
That's creepy.
And I'm not 100% sure on this part, but some sources note that some phone calls would happen while Cindy had friends or family over, but these phone calls were always the quiet, silent ones with nobody on the other end. But all the ones where she said she had like threatening calls and violent stuff, that was always when she was home alone.
What was that?
That was me sneaking into Cindy's house to leave a message.
Dude,
Oh, nice.
Jeremiah, that's not nice.
It's
Hey, did you learn your lesson, Jeremiah?
I don't think I ever will.
I think I read that girl's last name wrong. When I was like putting my notes in, I actually put marble pussy, so I must have that.
Hell yeah!
Oh, dude, that'd be a fucking awesome name. You've heard of Captain Marvel? Well, it's sort of like that, but it's Captain Marble Pussy.
I'm about to footnote that one. I had that one wrong.
What law firm did you hire? Well, I secured the services of Marble Pussy and Woodcock.
Oh my God! Yes.
You're not fucking losing. You're not losing.
Whenever Marble Pussy has too much to drink and just fucks everyone at the bar, they call it Marble Madness.
Yeah, dude.
There's no way anyone listens to this entire episode. There's no,
No,
fucking
probably
way.
not.
Maybe Andrew Skull.
All right, yeah.
Fuck
Andrew
yeah.
is-
Shout out
Actually-
to Andrew Skull.
For sure. Andrew Saul is a shit. But actually, probably just any Andrew might listen to the whole thing.
Right.
That's true. And then we come to a night in January. It is the 27th of 1983. Agnes Woodcock would come over to Cindy's house for a visit. And so she does what any other person would do. She goes up to the front door. She knocks. And then nothing. There's no answer. There's no Cindy. So she assumed that she was probably just inside taking a bath as she did every night and possibly couldn't hear the knock. And so Woodcock, she just waited around outside for a bit. And that's when she began to look around the outside of the house. And then she comes across Cindy outside. But she was crouched down on the ground, sort of like in the fetal position almost. And she had a nylon stocking that was tightly wrapped and tied around her neck.
Oof, creepy.
Yeah.
Oh, I've done this. Yeah, it's just taking a shit. It's just her toilet's backed up. The nylon is actually, I don't know why it's wrapped around her neck. Usually I wear mine and I shit in it. But, yeah, continue. This is weird as hell.
Fuck are you
fuck,
talking?
dude?
What?
Jesus.
What does that mean? Explain that. We can't just go past that.
Well, you know how nylon stretches? It's like got that stretch material in it.
Yeah.
So when you take a big old shit, it cradles it like a hammock.
Why would you want to do that?
Well, because it's better than diapers. Diapers just smush.
Okay, all right.
All right, myth busted.
Yeah.
And according to Cindy, she had gone out to the garage to grab a box when somebody snuck up behind her and grabbed her from behind. And when she was asked what this attacker looked like, she said she didn't know because all she saw was the attacker's white sneakers.
Oh, wow.
So is someone that's a Steph Curry fan.
Oh, fuck yeah.
yeah,
Those
dude.
fucking dad shoes.
Let's say
Oh
it's
my
either
God.
Steph Curry or a fucking grandpa down the street.
I never, looked into this. Was Woodcock, was that a suspect? Sorry.
And this freaked Cindy out enough to where she was like, fuck it, I'm out of here. I'm out of this town. And so she moved to a new house, changed her last name from Cindy Hack to Cindy James, and then she painted her car a different color.
Okay. Just get a new fucking
Yeah,
car.
didn't expect I was going to say that, did you?
Just get a new car.
But that wasn't all. She wasn't done yet. She then also decided to hire a private investigator by the name of Ozzy Caban.
Fuck yeah.
Hell yeah.
So hell yeah, that's pretty badass. And Ozzy, he even gave her a two-way radio so that they could communicate and act out that one scene from Three Ninjas.
Fuck yeah.
Call all cars, call all cars. Come over. Come to the front door of my house right away. Remember where those dudes get that girl to come over?
Yeah. Fucking where they have the plan with phases and they've only been planning it for 5 minutes.
And here's what Ozzy had to say in regards to Cindy speaking with the police. Quote, she wouldn't tell them the entire story. She would be evasive. She would withhold information, and she simply would not act as a normal victim would act. And I can see where a police officer would have a tremendous amount of problem believing her story. So that's pretty odd.
Yeah.
However, we may have a reason for that.
Oh, shit.
Cindy's mother would state that, quote, Cindy told me that after she was attacked, the knife was held at her throat and she was told that if you talk, your sister will be next and then your mother. So just keep quiet, don't tell anything.
Did they sexually assault her or did they do anything?
I don't know if she gets sexually assaulted. We will mention an attack later on her.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't
But,
know if she ever gets raped or anything. I hope she didn't.
From that, what were they doing that they're hey, don't tell anybody about this or I'm going to go kill your family. So they just
I think they just harass and threaten her and just fuck with
Okay.
her.
they're just purposely just fucking with her.
But I mean, they keep finding her passed out because she was strangled by nylon and shit and tied up and stuff.
Yeah.
Cindy would be asked to take a lie detector test, and she would do that. I think she may have taken it twice, but I'm not positive. But most of the sources said that the results were inconclusive and that she was withholding information. But then that one article said that she passed one, so I'm not quite sure. So I do have a big, a big paragraph to read. Is there anything you guys want to mention so far before I get into that?
I think I'm good.
Yeah, we're good.
Here, this is taken from Cindy's sister. She has an upcoming book titled Who Killed My Sister, My Friend? Yeah, so this is just taken from that on her website. She said, quote, she endured 7 major physical assaults, including kidnapping and several attempted murders. She had her arms tied up tightly behind her and electrical tape sealed over her mouth, was injected with drugs, held at knife point, slashed, stabbed, sexually violated, and time after time strangled to near death with black nylon pantyhose.
Jesus.
In addition, she was the object of harassment that included obscene and threatening phone calls, letters and notes made of words cut from newspaper, messages left on her car windshield with a picture of a covered corpse being wheeled into a morgue on a stretcher, raw meat delivered, and dead cats left in and around her house. Some with string around their necks and a note nearby saying, "You're next." Damage to her property, broken windows, a slashed pillow, cut phone wires, and arson. Even her beloved dog Heidi had been found shaking with fright and sitting in her own feces, allegedly with a cord wound tightly around her neck. The harassment would appear to cease for brief periods, then return. So Cindy never knew when something horrible would happen, so she had to be constantly alert, careful, and watchful. In her journal, she screamed at God, "How could you let this go on?" But he never heard her, or she guessed he never cared. So that's something her sister wrote.
Wow.
Pretty sad. A lot of fucked up stuff in it. In one of the Canadian news segments that I watched on the case, they said that there were 3 dead cats that were left hanging in her garden.
That's fucking creepy.
Yeah.
Especially because either somebody's doing this to her or she's crazy enough to do this to herself. So that's like terrifying.
And a little over a year later, January 30th, 1984, our man Ozzy, he heard some strange noises coming over the two-way radio, so he quickly headed straight over to Cindy's place. He started looking around the outside and then learned that the door was locked. And here are Ozzy's words on this event. Quote, I went around the house and the house was locked. I was able to look into the house through a window and I found Cindy lying there. I took a look at her and I thought she was dead. Ozzy, he then big boots that fucking door in.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, hell
Fuck yeah, dude. And he yells, "Bark at the moon!"
Yeah, dude.
And, quote, there was a note that was pinned with the paring knife through her hand. I went to the telephone and called 911. Although I will say in the interview on Unsolved Mysteries, he says, I went to the telephone and called 911. So maybe he had something to do with it.
I went to the telephone and performed 9/11.
Oh, my God.
This wasn't Andrew, Tim.
Oh, whoops. Sorry, guys.
And within about 2 minutes, she revived briefly, and then they took her to the hospital. She told me that she noticed a man coming through the gate. The next thing that she remembers is being hit on the side of the head with a piece of wood or something of that nature. She then said she remembered being held down on the floor, and she remembered a needle going into her arm. So what happens is her fucking hand is down on the ground. She's like passed out, and there's a knife through a letter through the top of her hand.
That's fucked up.
So it's like stabbed through her hand, through the top of it.
To me, it all just seems to be going back to Woodcock again.
It has to be, dude.
It has to be Woodcock.
Her friend. And so it's just pretty crazy. It would take a lot of willpower to stab a knife through a note and into the top of your hand. However, it was also a little weird that the front door was locked as well.
Yeah.
Here's what Neil Hall, a reporter of the Vancouver Sun, had to say. He had been covering Cindy's case for 2 years. So this is what he said. Quote, there was never a fingerprint from a suspect. There was no independent corroboration. Cindy saw this person, or sometimes she said there were 2, sometimes 3 people. $1.5 million, it's been estimated, the police spent investigating Cindy James's complaints. More than 100 incidents, and they could never find a suspect.
Wow.
Damn.
So, I mean, that's a lot of fucking money to spend on this shit. So this whole time, police and reporters are thinking that she's making this shit up, doing this shit herself, and her family and friends are like, no, this is really happening. And there's a recorded audio clip on the Unsolved Mysteries episode when Cindy is being interviewed by the police about the attacker. Like, well, did you get a look at him or anything? And this is what she said. I don't know what I thought I was going to do, but I was trying to push his knife away or something. I don't think I really remember anything else. So she doesn't remember anything about him. Like, she doesn't know who it was, what they look like, no identifiers, nothing. She doesn't remember that. She just remembers trying to push a knife away.
Push a knife way into her own hands.
Yeah, it sounds kind of fishy.
I don't know who to believe.
And then once again, whenever her mother is pushing her, like, you have to tell us who's doing this. And she says, I can't tell you because I fear for the lives of my family, and I don't want them to come after you. So
If she told him, then they would arrest him, and then he couldn't really go after the family.
yeah, maybe. And as time continues on, the calls continued. But unfortunately, they were too short to trace, so the police began to stake out the home and keep their eagle eyes on Cindy's house.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, I went there.
Shots fired.
And our boy Neil Hall, the reporter, had this to say, quote, they had 24-hour surveillance on her house for days on end with up to 14 officers, but never, when surveillance was on her house, never any event would happen. As soon as surveillance was taken off, of course, she'd get another incident that happened. So anytime the police are watching her house, nothing happens. And then as soon as they're not there, she gets phone calls or there's an attack or something.
Yeah.
What if she's calling in the attacks? It's like a Call of Duty, like a care package. Like she kills every 3 cats she kills, she gets a care package and she calls it in.
That'd be awesome, dude.
What?
All right.
Go on.
Just let it go.
I can't see it being anything else now that you mentioned that, too.
Instead of radar, Ozzy shows up. Surveys the area, kicks in some
Fuck
fucking
yeah.
doors.
He's a UAV.
Instead of radar, radio shows up.
Oh, fuck yeah, dude.
Dude,
And then Shaq makes fun of him.
oh, no.
Hell yeah.
I was trying to find, this is fucked up and it's not funny at all, but I can't help but find it funny at the end of radio when they show the real radio come running out with the team.
Oh, God.
And I tried finding that video, and when I did it last month. I was trying to find them, and it was like almost within the day I learned that the real radio died. He died
What?
December 15th, 2019.
Wow.
Holy shit.
And I was looking this up like 2 days after it. I'm like, what the fuck? No.
Dude, you killed him with your fucking brain thinking about him. You're like a fucking Jedi with the Force.
I love radio.
Apparently not.
Then why'd you kill him, Kev?
I don't know. I didn't mean to. So Cindy's mother, Matilda, had this to say, quote, when the police were watching the house, we would say to them, well, you know, if it's somebody doing that, then they sure as heck, he knows you're there. And of course, nobody will do anything while you're sitting there watching. So,
Oh, yeah, for sure. Hey,
fair point.
This is weird. Wasn't there an Agatha at one point, too, in this story?
I don't know. Agnes.
Oh, damn it. It was Agnes. Fuck, that was Agatha. Because Matilda.
Oh, yeah. There is a little bumblebee, though.
Oh, shit. Did she get her house back?
She's like, yeah, and one night this fucking painting flew down the steps and my fucking chocolates were missing.
Oh, fuck yeah. I threw this kid outside a fucking window by fucking pigtails.
Some rats are gonna die today.
How are all these women married?
And now we come to December 11th, 1985. 6 miles from Cindy's home, she would be found dazed and semi-conscious, lying in a ditch. And to make things even weirder, she was wearing one male work boot and glove, and she was also suffering from hypothermia.
Oh, fuck.
She had cuts and bruises all over her body, and once again, she had a black nylon stocking tied tightly around her neck. And when she was asked, like, what the fuck happened? You're 6 miles away from your house. You have one boot on, one glove on. You have hypothermia because you've been laying out here so long. What the fuck happened? She says she had no memory of this happening at all.
That was
That didn't
fucking weird.
happen. None of this happened.
That'd be fucking scary.
Because, like, how could you do that to yourself? Like, I just don't get it.
It's scary, man. Like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna give myself hypothermia later, so.
Yeah, like, how the fuck could you do that? How could you stand that?
Hey, Dad, can I borrow one of your work? But yeah, just one. Yeah. And one of your black nylon stockings. And so now around this time, the police are believing more and more that Cindy is doing all of this herself because they want to believe her, but she keeps saying like she has no memory and since the attacks are getting more violent, Cindy would start having her friend Agnes Woodcock spend the night and also Agnes's husband, Tom Woodcock.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Yeah, so we got 2 Woodcocks in the house spending the night. And then one night, a night just like this night, Jeremiah.
Mm-hmm.
While Agnes and Tom were asleep in bed, at around midnight or so,
The panty fairy showed up.
ooh,
And me and Andrew, dressed in our best panties, snuck in their closet. We took everything they had. And now they got to go to the store and buy new panties. But guess what? We run the panty store and we're going to charge you double.
oh my God, dude.
Jeez, dude.
Damn, man.
Got him.
You're naughty.
Hey, it's Andrew's idea.
Oh, yeah. That's not
Get the
surprising
fuck
at all.
out of here if you think I'm smart enough to come up with that.
You can't come up with that.
Andrew just saw it on SpongeBob.
So I think it was around midnight. So some source said midnight, but then there's a mention later that it was at like 3. So I'm not sure. Sometime in the middle of the night. Tom and Agnes, they are awoken by a noise coming from downstairs. Quote, Cindy came running to the door and said, Tom, I heard a noise downstairs. And Tom said, I heard it too. It was like a loud thump. So they rushed downstairs to the basement and find out that it was on fire.
Wow.
Agnes says, quote, so I ran to the phone and the phone was dead. So Tom went outside and got the neighbor and asked if he would call the fire department. And then when he went out there was a man standing on the curb. And when Tom asked him to call the fire department, he just ran away down the street. Hashtag Wildman. Fuck yeah, dude.
Fuck yeah.
Finally,
He's not
finally a guy I can relate to.
I feel like if I was in that situation and I saw that guy, I would assume he like set my place on fire and I would like shoot him.
Yeah.
Dude, in the Unsolved Mysteries episode, Tom Woodcock looks exactly like Harry Potter's uncle.
Fuck
Oh,
yeah, dude.
yeah.
Fucking
Yeah.
Vernon.
And so once again, the police believe that Cindy was responsible for the fire in the basement. And Neil Hall, the reporter, says this, quote, there was no dust or fingerprints disturbed on the outside of the windowsill, but somebody set the fires from inside the home and would have had to climb through that window. Now that should have been one sign. Also, she said she was out walking her dog late at night that night. Now, if somebody was being attacked, why would they go out alone walking their dog 3 o'clock in the morning? Does that make any sense?
Yeah, no, that makes
Boom,
no
myth
sense.
busted. Crazy bitch.
That makes no
Oh,
sense
God.
at all.
Scream so loud, getting fucking laid.
Oh my god.
Scream so loud, stick that fucking knife in my hand.
Hey guys, it's the only time I can walk the dog and listen to Coast AM at the same time
Oh,
on
yeah.
my Walkman.
Dude, wait a
Fuck
minute.
yeah,
What if,
Spence.
is this a real dog or is she just a yo-yo champion?
Oh fuck, she's outside walking the dog.
I decline to comment.
Fuck, dude, that was awesome.
Fuck yeah, just putting the baby in the cradle.
Oh, yeah.
So next,
Next, I thought it was myth busted.
Cindy, she would speak to her doctor, and even though he believed that she was being harassed and attacked, her doctor feared that this was causing Cindy to become suicidal, and then Cindy was committed to her local psychiatric ward.
The doctor, God damn. So this doctor committed her, right?
Yeah?
I don't even know how to get to where I want to go. The doctor's Manus Toboggan.
Oh fuck yeah, just Frank.
So Cindy is committed to her local psychiatric ward, and she would remain there for 10 weeks. And her psychotherapist, Alan Connolly, had this to say, I think one of the things she found most difficult was that people didn't believe her. She was always doubted. She knew she was doubted, and that was what slowly drove her crazy. The fact that she wasn't believed.
Damn, she sounds like a juggalo. They always doubting me. They always hating on me. Go on, Andrew, tell them.
This ain't got nothing to do with us. It ain't psychopathic records. All we're doing is pointing shit out to you. We in this together. Who's
yeah, dude.
behind fucking Dark Lotus, Dad? I don't know, son. But I don't know.
When we talk of Andrew, what you think we mean?
Truth is, we meant Jared Fogle.
Oh fuck yeah, dude. Hell yeah.
Wait, they're not the same person?
And while in the hospital, Cindy wrote this letter, quote, I still feel suicide is my best option in an unbearable situation. And as soon as I get out of here, I will carry out my plan.
Wow.
All right. If her plan's not to catch that guy, then anything else just makes her seem crazy.
Yeah, for sure. Because, like, the guy could just start going after her family after she dies, then. Like, why would he stop? I just want to say real quick, a lady that we used to work with, you guys know who I'm talking about, she just posted that picture of that dog with ham on his face. Like, where, like, it's fucking them saying that, like, it was a dog that saved all these people from a fire. And it's clearly just a fucking piece of ham on his face.
Yeah. I like when Stork Bitch would like retweet that picture of Tropic Thunder and be like, dude, these are some Vietnam veterans.
Sarah.
These are Vietnam veterans. Oh, yeah, it was host Sarah, wasn't it?
Yeah, Sarah did this too. It has ham on his face.
Ham, dude.
Yeah, like it's fucking ham. Like people like show that it's ham.
And after leaving the hospital, Cindy finally admitted. That's right, she admitted that she was holding on to some information and that she knew who was responsible for the harassment and the attacks and that she was going to go after him herself.
Oh, shit.
That's right. And this is what her father, Otto, said. Quote, she told me for the first time she was convinced who the perpetrator was. And in her own words, if the police can't solve this, I'll solve it for them.
Oh, hell yeah.
She told the police that she believed her ex-husband, Roy Makepeace, was behind it all.
Oh, fuck yeah, dude.
And working with the police, that's right, they worked together to get this. They told her to call Roy Makepeace, interrogate him, get him to admit it, and they would record the conversation. Here's how it all went down. Quote, are you denying it, Cindy says. My God, I am certainly denying it. I have absolutely nothing whatever to do with it. And that was pretty much it.
Yeah, right,
Damn.
Roy.
Whatever.
So the police got nothing. He completely denied it.
He's just a Roy toy. Sexy Roy. He didn't kill her. Didn't kill her. He's just a sexy Roy.
All right.
And then it was around this time when her ex-husband Roy would start to receive some weird phone calls as well.
Oh, God. Cover your fucking tracks, Roy, would ya?
But
Jesus.
this is a pretty creepy phone call, actually. I'm going to post it in here so you guys can listen to it.
Oh, like we all haven't talked to Andrew before on the phone.
Go ahead and play it, and then go ahead and tell me your reactions, what your thoughts on it are.
So that's like 100% a woman, right?
Yeah, say it's pretty creepy. It's 100% a woman.
That's a woman.
I mean, it is creepy. It does creep me out. But yeah, it's
Looks like someone's a little tryhard.
Where does it creep you out on like the
nope. Don't even want to talk about it, but nope, not that scary.
the sleepaway camp
God,
scale?
no, I don't want to talk about it, Spence.
Yeah, that was definitely a woman.
Yeah. Probably.
If we could just talk about Sleepaway Camp for a
God
second.
damn it, no.
Like, the face is scary,
Yes.
and I can understand how that can affect you, but every time I see the dong, I start laughing. It's too funny.
I just want you to know I have my headphones off because I don't want to talk about it. It scares me.
No, his penis, his boy-girl penis.
All right, I have my headphones back in.
Oh, it was nothing bad. I was just talking about the boy-girl penis part of it.
I don't want to talk about it, dude. It legit scares me. I don't like this.
Yeah. So it sounds like a woman. I suppose it could be a boy whose voice hasn't changed.
Yeah.
So that ended up narrowing the suspects down to either Cindy herself leaving that message or Michael Jackson.
What was this kid's name? Like Muppet or something like that? Muffin?
Blanket?
What was that?
Blanket
The one he-
Muppet.
Blanket. There we go.
No, it was Muppet, dude.
Muppet.
He had a son named Muppet and a daughter named Fraggle Rock.
You just name one of the other kids baby just so you could have Muppet babies.
Oh my God, yes.
Dude, Muppet Babies was a shit.
So yeah, Roy Makepeace gets that voicemail, pretty scary. And then 2 weeks after that, Cindy would be found unconscious in her car, naked from the waist down, a black stocking around her neck, and a black stocking that tied her hands and feet behind her. So she's like hogtied. And when police asked her about this attack, she said, I remember thinking, oh my God. And then I don't think I really remember anything else.
Jesus fuck, lady. Like, why are you remembering the stupidest parts?
She's like, I remember earlier I thought about maybe I should buy peanut butter. I don't remember anything else.
Remember earlier I was taking a really good shit and then I don't remember anything else.
I remember. No, I didn't watch this movie, but I just remembered the movie Jack.
Oh, damn. I thought you were going, I think I remember the Titans.
Oh, fuck yeah.
She does that thing. She does that thing from Casper. She's like, I remember.
I remember.
Cat
Blue.
Cat Blue. The
Cat
fucking
Blue.
president from Independence Day.
Yeah, dude. Bill Pullman.
I swear to God, I'd fuck that guy. I love that dude.
What if he started
He
the
is the
remake
shit.
of Sleepaway?
Can we not fucking talk about that, dude? I'm being for real. I don't like that.
What about the dick part?
That's the part I don't like.
You know what? I'm going to make a little Photoshop for you.
No. You know,
I'm going to put faces over the scary face.
no. You know, Emmanuel randomly sends me that picture, dude.
But the dick will still be there.
No. All right, so here's a thing straight from the Unsolved Mysteries wiki. Straight from there, word for word. On May 25th, 1989, 6 years and 7 months after the first threatening phone call, Cindy disappeared. On the same day, her car was found in a neighborhood parking lot. Inside were groceries and a wrapped gift. There was blood on the driver's side door, and items from her wallet were under the car. June 8th, 2 weeks later, her body was found at an abandoned house. It looked like she had been brutally murdered. Her hands and feet were bound together behind her back. A black nylon stocking was tied tightly around her neck. Yet, an autopsy revealed that she had died from an overdose of morphine and other drugs. Police concluded that she had committed suicide. So that's pretty fucking weird.
Yeah.
I wonder if she had like a lover and that's why they divorced. And then this guy was kind of crazy and started doing weird shit to them.
Yeah, I don't know. That day, though, Cindy was seen alive at the shopping plaza. This was on May 25th. She had just gone there to cash her check, and she did some grocery shopping. But yeah, those groceries were found in her car. She had a birthday present for a friend in there. Some of her stuff from her purse was on the ground under the car. And then there was blood on the door handle of the car.
I take it all this is hers too. Nothing of any suspect or anything like that.
Oh, if you're wondering if the blood was ever tested, no. No, it wasn't.
Wow.
No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, why would it?
This is 1989. Come the fuck on.
Yeah. No fingerprints, never tested anything.
Jesus.
Ozzy had this to say in regards to a possible suicide since police concluded that she committed suicide. Quote, "There is no way that she could have been able, after ingesting that amount of drugs, to tie herself up. There's absolutely nothing at the crime scene to indicate that she had used any form of syringe or she had used any drinking device or anything of that nature." So yeah, she actually died of a drug overdose, but there's no syringes, so whatever she took had to be ingested. There were no like containers or bottles or anything. And then she was found like a mile and a half away from her car or something like that. So it's fucking weird.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny though, the people, cuz I mean, we'll get to our theories and thoughts cuz I mean, I really don't know what I think.
That's a crazy one.
But the reporter, Neil, who is like 100% on the suicide, he's always like, man, this is a quote. "The morphine wouldn't have taken effect for, say, 15 minutes to half an hour. The knot specialist who came in and recreated the same type of knots in the way she was tied up, it only took him 3 minutes." The fucking knot specialist can do it.
Yeah.
The fucking knot specialist can do it in 3 minutes. And he was on PCP, so.
He used his dick.
So we have our friends and family as well as Ozzy, the PI, that believe she was murdered. And then the police and reporters mostly all believing she committed suicide. Ozzy, though, he doesn't think she could have committed suicide and then been hidden in the spot where the body was found for 2 weeks because it's sort of near the road and in the yard of an abandoned house where people would go and throw parties. So there's like always people on or near the property, and there's like no way she could have been there for 2 weeks. He believes that she was killed somewhere else and then dumped there sometime after. And like we mentioned, there were no drugs found around her either, and she's also 1.5 miles away from her car, so it doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. This whole thing is just really fucking confusing.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, big time.
The coroner's inquest brought up that Cindy James was actually suffering from MPD, multiple personality disorder, and that one of the other personalities she had was the one that was harassing herself and making herself do all that, which sounds believable and possibly true, but Cindy having MPD is never mentioned or brought up by her actual doctor or when she was in the psych ward for 10 weeks. And they had people like looking over her, checking her. She was in deep hypnosis, and multiple doctors looked at her, and none of them said there were any signs of any other personalities. Which, I mean, that is like the one thing that, to me, that would make sense and explain some of it. But none of the actual psychiatrists or doctors say she had any signs of MPD.
Wow.
Except for ex-husband Roy Makepeace.
Fuck yeah.
Who says that she probably had MPD.
Oh.
Yeah.
He just sings that Eminem song. I think that bitch gone crazy.
I think my dad's gone crazy.
They asked Roy Makepeace like what he thought, like do you really think she did it, and what was the reason? And he said, I'm down with MPD.
Yeah, you know me.
Actually, I forget her fucking name. The lady's name.
Agnes Woodcock?
No, the lady that was diagnosed. Yeah, Cindy was she was diagnosed with that. And then this year she showed up finally at the Royal Rumble. Oh wait, that was MVP.
Oh my god. Wait, did MVP really show up at the Rumble?
Yeah, he even wrestled the next night on Raw.
Oh, god damn it, dude.
Edge did. You heard? Yeah, you heard about Edge, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Edge is like back and stuff. Yeah, dude. There's like a sweet part on Raw with Edge.
Whenever Cindy James gives reports to the police, she's the opposite of Edge. On this day, I see clearly.
Nothing is confusing me.
Here's a quote from our father Otto in regards to the police. Quote, "The police did not investigate the possibility of homicide, of somebody murdering her, but zeroed in on trying to prove that she committed suicide."
Hell yeah.
And then after a lengthy inquest, the coroner ruled that Cindy James had died of, quote, "an unknown event. No one can fucking figure it out."
Yeah.
No one took evidence.
They can't figure that shit out.
Oh. They're like, what'd she die of? They all just throw their hands up in the air and core like,
I don't fucking know.
Like, well, I know she didn't die with fat ass. It's like, come on, Roy. You guys aren't even married anymore. Roy, make like a fucking tree and leave.
I'm just picturing him as Roy from The Office this whole time.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Roy make jokes.
Make jokes. Hey, are you going over to Roy's house for dinner? Yeah. Roy make pizza.
Hell yeah.
So, alrighty, before we get to theories, first we're going to go over our suspects.
Has there ever been an episode where we have made it to theories and I didn't already come up with one halfway in the episode?
No, dude.
I can't restrain myself. I'm just like Cindy.
No.
Wait, no, never mind. She did restrain herself.
She can restrain herself.
Well, we'll find out.
Okay. Oh.
So, suspect number 1, ex-husband Roy Makepeace. He was the only one that Cindy ever named as being behind it. And also, like we said, Roy Makepeace also stated that Cindy may have had multiple personalities. And one weird note here, June 8th, the day that Cindy's body was found, that's Roy's birthday.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah. Any thoughts on ex-husband Roy Makepeace?
I'm trying to come up with a Roy joke. Can't do it right now.
Roy mate geese.
Looks like Roy got his birthday wish.
He had to find something to do after he retired, and he loved animals.
No, I don't think it was him.
Yeah, I don't think so either. Suspect number 2, Pat McBride. Now you're probably thinking, who the fudge is this guy? Well, according to Sutori.com, which has a timeline on the events leading up to the death of Cindy, in 1982, Pat McBride was the first investigating officer in regards to the harassing phone calls, and he would also help install deadbolts on the door and even requested more police to patrol in the area. And according to one source, he was there on some nights when she would get calls, and he was also able to get a partial trace on one, stating that it was somewhere near the airport, but he was never able to fully trace any of the calls. So he is a police officer. And here's a quote from troublewithjustice.com about Pat McBride. Quote, "He moved into Cindy's house to protect her and found out what was really going on. It is also suspected he was romantically involved with Cindy while Pat was living at the house. No calls were made in his presence. And notes or other strange incidents only occurred when police were not on surveillance duties, making some armchair detectives doubt Pat McBride's intentions and making some to believe that he was perhaps a stalker and eventually the murderer." So that magazine I mentioned that has an article, there's a lot of information about Pat McBride in there. Some of the information is conflicting, and then some cases just leave this guy out altogether. Like Unsolved Mysteries, I don't think mentioned this dude. But yeah, he was a police officer who I guess lived with her for a while and they dated. And I don't know, it seems kind of weird.
Yeah, they never really mentioned him though.
In November of 1982, he moved in with Cindy for 1 month and continued to be the investigating officer on the case. And this is when they had a close relationship and started dating. But I don't know if it just didn't last or why he moved out or what. I really don't know.
And it was like already happening before that. Like, so why would he be the one doing it in the beginning unless if it was somebody else in the beginning and he just continued it?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it would also, though, make sense if it was an officer just because they would know when there's people watching the house and stuff like that. I mean, it could make sense, but I have no idea. And
she could be afraid to tell on a cop.
Yeah.
'Cause that would be a little worse than, just telling on some stalker.
And I don't remember if this was from the Trail Went Cold podcast or where this information came from, but I remember reading or hearing that years later after Cindy's death that Pat McBride would be convicted on 2 counts of sexually assaulting women.
Oh, wow.
I heard that somewhere. I don't remember where, so I apologize, but I think it was his podcast.
Wow.
Yeah, it's gonna be part of my theory.
And suspect 3, that guy that was standing outside the house and the basement was on fire, who was asked to call 911 and instead just ran off.
But like only one person saw that guy, and it was fucking Vernon Dursley.
So those are our 3 suspects that lead
Who was
us...
the person that saw the...
That was Tom Woodcock.
And that was her Agnes Woodcock's husband?
Yes.
Yeah.
And what were the relation to them?
They were her friends, and they stayed at her house for a while. And they all heard noises in the basement, which was the fire.
Okay.
But also Cindy, they all heard the noise, and Cindy came to their door to be like, "Hey, did you guys hear that?" They're like, "Yeah, we fucking heard it." And so those are the 3 suspects. However, the actual theories are that somebody killed her or that she killed herself. So what are your thoughts on that? Or also, I'm sorry, what are your, which suspects, whatever, suspect or theory, whatever you guys want to talk about. What do you guys think it is?
Yeah, I wasn't until, like, hearing all your information and stuff, I'm kind of leaning towards it was her. But I still don't understand how, like, the end, like, everything else seems like it could have been her.
Yeah.
But then, like, the actual, like, her death part is pretty fucking confusing. So,
yeah.
I feel like everything leading up to it seems like it could have been her. I don't know if, like, maybe she got somebody to help her kill herself. I mean, that's possible.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I don't know. This one's pretty fucked up. I really don't know.
Tisk, tisk, tisk. Hasn't doing these podcasts taught you boys any detective work?
I guess not.
First off, I'm thinking, you know what? It's the cop, man, because there's dirty cops out there. You know it could happen, and he knows he could take advantage of that girl and stick his fingers in her dirty pudding, and she can't tell anyone because who knows whose pudding he stuck it in? Was it Cindy's or was it her other personalities?
Oh.
But then a little detail popped up. Tom Woodcock seeing the man standing outside and run off.
Yeah.
Did that man ever call
No, he
the
ran,
fire?
No,
He just ran off.
Yeah.
That's funny. Why don't you run off a list of reasons why you made that up,
Oh.
Tom? Because Tom Woodcock Cindy
Oh, and what burns? What burns, Jeremiah? Wood. What do you
He
need
would give her-
for a house fire? Wood.
Wood.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Elijah?
Wood.
Would Tom do it? I don't know.
Oh,
Would Tom cock if Tom could cock wood?
I don't know.
Would Tom Green hump a dead moose?
So my theory is Tom Woodcock, being a family friend, knew that she was a troubled girl and said, I need to get my woodcock fucking polished off, and I know just who to take advantage of. So he set up the divorce, and he put on a wig and fucked that cop, and that cop thought he was Cindy.
Oh.
Now, why did he kill her? I don't know.
Okay, I like that. All right. Okay.
Good one.
But all I know was, I know he was fucking Cindy, because you don't fuck a girl named Agnes.
Ever.
That's true. Like, what parents are like, yeah, let's name her fucking Agnes.
Dude,
Because
any-
Astrid was taken.
I mean, I'm sorry. I'll probably have to look up hot girls of Agnes, but
There isn't.
a girl named Agnes looks like she has the body type of a Ravens middle linebacker.
Agnes Carlson looks pretty cute. Just typed
Who's
in
that?
Agnes.
All right.
I don't know. She is a Swedish girl. She's 31. Pretty
Maybe
cute.
it's just like a foreign thing then. Maybe like we just don't see it much here.
All the other Agneses are the girl from some Disney movie. Despicable Me, the kid from Despicable Me, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
true.
What about Agnes?
What's that?
She's like the third column down.
Okay, let
Wait,
me.
hang on a second. I'm Googling it. Why did Andrew come up? Oh, shit. I accidentally typed in Fagness.
Agnes?
Yeah.
I don't see it yet. I'm laughing, but I haven't seen it yet.
That's
my
that's exactly what I picture
Wait.
Agnes.
I'm seeing so many funny Agneses,
doing it.
and I don't see yet. I see Agnes Coletti, which is the oldest living Olympic medalist. It's fucking hilarious.
Type in
How?
Agnes.
Wait, what the fuck, dude?
Growth disease.
This is just a girl with giantism.
How are you spelling Agnes?
I don't know.
I don't think that's even Agnes. I think it's like Angus.
How'd you spell
Oh my
Agnes, dude?
God damn it.
Tell
Don't
me.
do this to me.
Tell me.
Augnus.
Well, I wonder why I
Jesus,
couldn't
dude.
find it.
Jesus, dude.
Agnes.
Augnus.
I don't think that's her.
Yeah.
And I'm looking
It's just
for-
a girl with
Yeah, Agnes.
giantism. That's the one that
Yeah.
he's talking about.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
I don't
it's spelled Angus.
It's the
like
one with the growth
A-N-G-U-S.
disease.
Yeah.
I don't see it anywhere.
It's A-N-G-U-S.
Angus.
Yeah, G-U-S. Yeah, like Angus. It's just
Oh, mine's with a U. I'm on DuckDuckGo though, so that
yeah,
might
that's
change
what I'm
some
saying.
things.
It's, yeah, you A-N-G-U-S. It's just a fucking chick with giantism, dude. Like that's all it is.
That's it.
Oh shit. Oh man.
Jesus, dude.
Oh shit.
Like we're Shaq right now for sure.
God damn it.
We're set.
Cheese Shack.
Oh. Look up. It's not even funny, but type in
Look.
Agnes.
Oh, okay.
It's not funny, but there's one picture that's funny.
How do you spell Agnes?
Agnes.
Wait,
Which one are we looking at? In the green dress
that
thing?
one's pretty funny.
Yeah, the color picture from.
Dude, it kind of somehow reminds me of Bruce Willis.
Why is it so funny?
I was gonna say it reminds me of Charlie's mom from Always Sunny.
Oh my god, guys. I'm reading her biography thing on this website.
Yeah.
She began her career at Spence School.
Yeah, she did. I thought I recognized her.
Look, yeah, Spence took her to school,
Oh,
man.
Okay, hey Spence, well, I just saw you posted the picture in the chat. All right, Spence, what was your theory, man?
Suspect number 4,
Oh.
Duke Silver.
What the fuck is that?
Oh, yes.
Fuck yes.
What's her
How
name?
couldn't it be?
Cindy James.
Cindy James. Cindy liked to put on records of the sultry sounds of Duke Silver.
I don't even know who that is.
From Parks and Rec.
That's Rod Swanson's
Oh, fuck yeah.
jazz personality.
Okay.
She liked to get a little feisty listening to these records, and she was into like self bondage,
Nice.
BDSM stuff,
Oh shit.
and it just went wrong. Finally, the last time she just had a little too much Duke Silver, and it was suicide,
Fuck yeah.
but suicide by Duke.
Oh yeah. She was enjoying
Ooh.
herself when it happened.
And she had just been doing this like repeatedly the whole time, and every time she got caught, she said it was people coming and doing this to her, but it was really just listening to the sweet sounds of Duke Silver.
She would have blamed it on Duke Silver, especially back then. So that means that he took that name from that.
Yeah, so I don't know. This is a weird case. There's like so much information that fits on both sides of either she had something to do with it or she didn't have something to do with it. Like, I don't know. Like, there's so much information that fits for both sides, so it's pretty hard. I think it's kind of shitty that the police didn't get any prints or like any DNA or anything like that. That kind of sucks. But then again, they did spend $1.5 million trying to figure this out and getting zero information from Cindy.
How is that possible?
I don't get
Who
that
knows?
either. I have no idea. They said in like stakeouts and stuff. I mean, it was over 7 years.
Yeah,
But-
that's just a lot of money, especially back then.
Yeah. Hey, can you Google gas prices too?
They just spent all that in gas.
See, I
And
think
pizza.
if she would have actually 100% had multiple personality disorder, then I think that would be part of a good theory. But since the psychiatrist and doctors say she didn't, that's kind of makes it hard.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it was a little bit of both. I really think it was someone fucking with her for a while, and then maybe to try to get some help or some more attention to it. Maybe she did a little bit herself, but I don't think she could do all those attacks and shit. Like stabbing your own hand, that would
Yeah,
take
I don't
so
wanna
much
see.
willpower.
You'd have
Well,
to be
what if it
completely
wasn't
fucking
her that
insane.
did it, but the other her?
That voicemail or that message on the answering machine is 100% her, though.
Oh
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, I think that's all I have. I'm sorry, I can barely talk right now. My fucking voice is killing
Very
me.
good,
Anything else you guys want to mention on this case?
No, I don't think so.
We're just looking at Agnes on.
There might be an episode next week. I don't know. It is just going to be a comedy one, so we might be able to get that done. I'm not sure.
Come on, Kev, you ain't got anything going on.
I just realized that after editing last week's episode, that I know we don't have a lot of stuff to mention, but Spence, do you want to do some closing shit, dude?
Oh shit!
No. Damn,
Yeah.
I haven't done that.
Email brotherscommonplace@gmail.com. We
Yeah.
have a Facebook that Kev's not on, but Timmy kind of runs it.
Yeah, I haven't posted. Whenever I post the episodes on Instagram, I can have it post to Facebook also, but I haven't put any of the new ones up yet.
Like us, follow us, leave reviews, especially on iTunes, or Apple Podcasts or whatever it is now.
Yeah.
Shoot, the website is brotherscommon.place, and I think that just redirects to Spreaker. So, and there's no Patreon.
Yeah, not yet. I'll set one up eventually. Whenever I do have it set up, though, the thing we're gonna do, because I know we bounce around a bunch of episodes all the time, or like ideas for it. I think I want to do one bonus episode a week, but it's just gonna be like our comedy one, because I don't know, it's too much to do two true crime ones.
Yeah, we're all
yeah.
busy dudes.
But yeah, we'll do one comedy one every week, a bonus episode whenever we get that set up. So
Oh yeah.
eventually, whenever I have time, we'll get it set up, and whenever we can get a schedule figured out.
A
Hell yeah.
schedule.
Sounds good.
Primo, anything you want to mention?
Nah, it's good to be back. I mean, it's fun doing it all again.
Yeah.
Definitely loving being back. But yeah, besides that, no, just keep listening.
A lot of people to thank and shout out. There's like too many to do it now, which is a good problem to have. So yeah, thank you to everyone that's listening. Thank you to the Snap group, all the cool people, the Ass Hive. Australian Daniel, thank you. He sent me a
Fuck
snap. He mailed us something. So
Fuck yeah, Daniel.
yeah, I'll post a picture
yeah.
or something
Yeah,
whenever we
actually,
get it.
I woke up to that snap the other day, and I was like, I at first wasn't really
Aw.
sure what it was.
Such a good thing to wake up to.
Oh yeah,
He
always.
snap
He-
from
he's
Australia.
sending us
Daniel.
the
I always hope
coronavirus.
it's nudes.
Oh,
I
fuck
love
yeah,
it when he
dude.
sends dick pics.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, dude.
But then I just think it's like him, like in space, looking down at the Earth.
Pretty much.
Hell yeah. Sometimes he just straight up can wake me up with it. He'll just swing it and hit the side of my house from Australia. Like, all right, I'm up. Thanks.
Like it wakes you up and then causes like tsunamis everywhere else.
Yeah, dude. I guess fucking Puerto Rico got rocked pretty hard. His fucking aim was off. He must have just woke up and blindly swung it.
Yeah,
No
the
one-
morning
no one-
wood still.
Before I find out if I have to delete that, no one died in that, right?
I'm not sure.
Did anyone die in that?
Not enough to make the news.
Yeah.
Oh, so there was no
No white people
I
died.
was just gonna say that there were no
Jesus.
fucking white tourists over there then.
No gringos died.
So alrighty, before we shut this down, oh my god, fuck yeah, Tooth just linked the active inmates. I always love looking at that.
Oh fuck yeah.
Dude, go to last name Shields.
Alright, I'm scrolling, baby.
Tell me her fucking head and the size of her arms.
Oh my
Something's off.
god. What? That dude, she looks like one of the fucking Wyatts, dude.
Have you seen that
Shields?
episode of Rick
Oh.
and Morty where his one arm is like way huger than the other one?
Wait, what the fuck?
So alrighty, Tooth, before we shut her down. Oh, Spence, at the end of last episode, before it goes into our Bash Brothers, the brothers from Las Bandoleros jamming our outro, I put in the join the brothers on the microphone. Because I saw you sent that to me.
Hell yeah.
I guess that's one of Red Hot Chili Peppers' newer songs, but I think it's really good.
Yeah, I like it. I like that song.
Yeah.
Good band. So alrighty, Tooth, before we shut her down, you got some words of wisdom for us, brother.
Oh, yeah.
Fuck yeah.
So, Andrew's been doing this thing lately where he likes to dress up as his favorite like movie characters and stuff, and we some people call it role play. I just call it pretend time. But it's whatever. But anyway, I don't get a character. All Andrew does is have me just eat Taco Bell and make sure I put Diablo sauce on each taco and burrito and quesadilla I eat.
Oh.
So that way my belly's really full of that saucy, that spicy.
We all know Andrew's not buying that Taco Bell.
So Andrew this time he put on like a fat suit with some titties and a wig, and
Fuck
he
yeah.
he started eating my ass out.
Whoa.
Oh yeah.
And I blew my Taco Bell Diablo fire spice in his mouth, and he pronounced himself Mr. Shoutfire. Don't know what that's all about. And I was like, so you're just dressing up like Mrs. Doubtfire and you're just licking my ass for almost no reason. And he said, well, there is one other reason. I don't believe the hobbits are where they are really from. And I was just like, what the fuck are you talking about, dude? That spicy shit's gone to your head. You're getting crazy. And then he's like, I've changed characters. I'm Mr. Doubtshire.
Oh, God.
So I took the rest of my Taco Bell and I told him, I'm getting the fuck out of here, Andrew. And then he said, why don't you just take a sit on my floppy cock? And I was like, I'm fucking out of here. And I closed the door. And I haven't seen him since.
Oh fuck yeah. Hell yeah, dude.
Damn, dude, that's
Dude, I feel so much smarter after hearing that, man.
Yeah.
so funny.
Hey, I'm glad I can enlighten you and make you all woke.
Yeah.
and wise, and damn.
You know, actually, all the owls around my house were just regular owls, and now they're finally wise owls. So thank you.
Well, they're also because Andrew taught him how many licks to the center of my Taco Bell ass. So
Fuck yeah.
Alrighty. Anything else, guys?
No, I don't think so.
Alrighty.
Hashtag ag.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Oh wait, hashtags are later.
Oh god. So thank you everyone for listening. Be good.
Stay safe.
After dark stuff.
hashtag wild woman.
It cut out.
Yeah, it did.
Oh.
Dead.
So no one heard what I said?
No.
No.
Wow, you'll hear it on the Audacity, I guess. But
Yeah.
hashtag wild man.
All right.
Hashtag wild woman.
Oh.
Oh, ho, ho. Hashtag RIP Kobe. I almost couldn't say that.
Oh shit. Yeah, dude. That sucks.
Yeah. That was a tough one.
Yeah, that's a tough one. Good thing you didn't open the episode with that, Tim. Or
Yeah, no. Wasn't going to do that.
Just would have been this. Yeah, but I'm mentioning the death of radio didn't seem to affect you guys at all.
or the tsunami.
Oh shit. Yeah, hashtag Big Brother Boy.
Oh,
fuck yeah,
hell
dude.
yeah.
Hell
Yeah.
yeah. That's been a while since we said that one.
Yeah.
For fucking Andrew.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah. Ken Kniff.
Celebrate the big 2020 with T-Mobile. Switch now and get 2 lines for just $90 and 2 new iPhone 11s on us. So you can take a portrait built for 2 with the ultra-wide camera.
Oh, that's a good one.
Oh, cute.
Hurry in to T-Mobile and get 2 lines for $90 and 2 iPhone 11s on us with qualifying trade-ins.
Via 24 credits for well-qualified buyers with autopay, plus taxes and fees. If you cancel before receiving 24 credits, you may owe up to the full value of your device of $699.99. Contact us. Qualifying port-ins and finance agreements required.
Celebrate the big 2020 with T-Mobile. Switch now and get 2 lines for just $90 and 2 new iPhone 11s on us. So you can take a portrait built for 2 with the ultra-wide camera.
Oh, that's a good one.
Oh, cute.
Hurry in to T-Mobile and get 2 lines for $90 and 2 iPhone 11s on us with qualifying trade-ins.
Via 24 credits for well-qualified buyers with autopay, plus taxes and fees. If you cancel before receiving 24 credits, you may owe up to the full value of your device of $699.99. Contact us. Qualifying port-ins and finance agreements required.